Hello and welcome back to my channel and to the 30-Day Better You Challenge. My name is Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is day 13 and we are talking about the power of words. And I have my notes in front of me here and I'm just going to try to fly through this content quickly today. I want to create a little bit of a shorter video. I feel like I need some rest. I've been making these videos every single day in real time, and that includes writing the content and editing, and of course filming. So today I think I'm going to, take it easy today and keep this video short. But we have a lot to talk about, so let's dive into it. Words are much more than just letters grouped together, right? They carry energy and they represent your most basic power of creation. We use words every single day to express ourselves and communicate. And when you use a word, you're literally breathing an idea into existence. You are vibrating, by breathing out a word, you're vibrating your vocal cords and manipulating the sound to convey an idea that you just had in your head to somebody else. So there's a lot of kind of magic involved there. Just to prove my point, I'll say one word and it will invoke a certain feeling or emotion in you. So like the word cancer, right? Cancer. Suddenly you're feeling certain feelings are kind of coming up, maybe certain thoughts towards that feeling. But then I'm going to say another word like Pisces or Gemini, and all of a sudden, your thoughts and your emotions have shifted. So that just kind of shows like the power of words, even just using a couple words, how much that can change. So, and another example of this is that famous plant experiment that's been repeated over and over again, where researchers have taken two groups of plants, and they're planted in the same type of soil, they're the same type of plants, and they're watered the same amount. But in one group, the researchers speak like words of kindness to. They actually talk to the plants, and they speak loving words. And then the other group, they basically bully the plants. And time again, the results have been the same. The plants that are bullied grow unhealthy and often show signs of mold and disease, and in some cases die, whereas the plants that are spoke to lovingly thrive, right? So it's just interesting, like if that's the effect on plants, what is the effect on people? And also, the words themselves, they really do carry energy. How is it that a plant can understand the meaning of a word? Do plants speak, English or whatever language that you're speaking to them? It's really more about energy and vibration. And that brings me to the another thing I wanted to introduce to you today, and that's the Hawkins Chart. And if you've never heard of the Hawkins Chart, it comes from a guy, his name is Sir David R. Hawkins, MD and PhD, and he is a renowned psychiatrist and consciousness researcher. And he created this chart to map out the range of emotional frequencies between low in vibrations, such as guilt, shame, and hate, and high in vibrations, like peace, joy, and love. So this might seem a little out there, but we're now actually able to measure these things scientifically, and researchers are actively studying consciousness. But now that you kind of understand this spectrum and the two ends, we can apply it to our words. So on the low end, the low vibrational frequency, are our unkind and angry words, the discouraging kind, the abusive words, shaming, gossiping. When we speak untruths and we fail to live up to our words and saying we're going to do something and then not doing it. This is the low vibrational behaviors. And I do want to make a distinction between sometimes we need to vent, and venting is okay. Venting is when you talk out loud, maybe to a trusted friend, about something that's been bothering you about someone or something. That's different than gossiping and just talking trash and spreading hate. So just kind of be careful how far you take it, but I do kind of want to make that distinction. Like, it's okay, everyone needs to vent at some point. So on the higher end of the spectrum are words of kindness and love and support. We speak lovingly, we express our appreciation, we stand by our words and show integrity. We follow through with our promises. And of course, words of affirmation, mantras, prayers, they fall into this higher range, higher frequency range as well. So as you go about your day, you can kind of become aware and mindful of where your words fall into these categories or into this spectrum. Are your conversations tend to be on the higher frequency of happiness and support and loving, or are you like complaining about everything and bitching people out, bringing down everyone's energy, including your own? So this is just something to be mindful of. Another thing I will say about words is that sometimes true power comes in silence. I think it was Seneca or maybe Marcus Aurelius, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, who said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and it's so we can listen twice as much as we speak. And that's wise advice. A lot of people can benefit from practicing speaking less. And then there are some people who might need to actually speak up more. This might be the kind of shy, timid type, or the people pleasers who try to avoid conflict at all costs. Well, maybe they actually need to practice speaking up for themselves and being more vocal about their needs and setting healthy boundaries and just communicating to people how they expect to be treated. So that's one other thing I will say about words is, whichever category you're in, maybe you could benefit from not talking as much, or maybe you can benefit from talking and speaking up more. Finally, I will leave you with some advice from the great Sufi poet Rumi, who believed that before we speak, our words should pass through 3 gates. We should ask ourselves 3 important questions. And the first question, or the first gate, is it true? Is what I have to say truthful and accurate and complete? Or is it maybe a half-truth or misleading in some way? The second gate, or the second question you ask yourself is it necessary? Does what I have to say actually need to be said, or is this one of those times where silence is the wisest reply? And the third question, or the third gate, is it kind? Does what I have to say come from a kind and loving place, or does it come from anger or frustration or jealousy? And it's true that sometimes people do need to hear things that they don't want to hear, but I will add that even cold, hard truths can be delivered warmly. So keep that in mind. And with all of that being said, I would like to use my words to express my gratitude and appreciation that you have joined me today and watched this video. So thank you very much. And I invite you to use your words in the comment section. Let me know what resonated with you or what you'd like to hear more of. Really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 14.